Today on Forbes, India's 100 Richest 2024. Fortunes of Indian tycoons jump 40%, blowing past $1 trillion. It was a record-breaking year for India's 100 Richest Tycoons, whose collective wealth surpassed the $1 trillion milestone for the first time. Investor enthusiasm about the India story after Prime Minister Narendra Modi returned to power for a third term in June, albeit with a coalition, put the stock market on overdrive. The benchmark BSE Sensex rose 30% since fortunes were measured a year ago. India's wealthiest are worth $1.1 trillion, more than twice as rich as they were in 2019. They added $316 billion, or nearly 40%, in just the past 12 months. More than 80% of the richest Indians are wealthier, with 58 of them adding $1 billion or more to their respective net worths. Half a dozen fortunes swelled by more than $10 billion each, including the top 5, who as a group gained nearly $120 billion. The top 12 list members account for roughly half the group's combined wealth. Mukesh Ambani, chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries, who announced a bonus issue of shares as a Diwali gift to Reliance investors, but was more in the news for hosting a series of jaw-dropping celebrations for his younger son Anant's wedding, held on to the top spot. He's the second biggest gainer in dollar terms this year, up $27.5 billion to $119.5 billion. The biggest dollar gainer is infrastructure magnate Gautam Adani, who posted a strong recovery from last year's short-selling attack and recently placed his sons and nephews in key positions. With his brother Vinod, he added $48 billion to take the family's net worth to $116 billion, enough to retain the number 2 position. India's richest woman, Savitri Jindal, matriarch of steel-to-power conglomerate OP Jindal Group, whose son Sajan Jindal recently made an ambitious foray into electric vehicles with MG Motor, moved up to number 3 for the first time. She's one of 9 women on the list, up from 8 a year ago. The new woman in the ranks is Mahima Datla, who controls privately held vaccine producer Biological E. She's one of 4 newcomers to the list, a group that includes B. Partha Saradi Reddy, founder of Hetero Labs, a maker of generic medicines and pharma ingredients. There are 2 other new faces on the list. One is Harish Ahuja, whose apparel maker Shahi Exports supplies to labels such as H&M and Calvin Klein. And India's booming IPO market made Surinder Saluja, founder and chairman of Premier Energies, which makes solar panels and modules, a multi-billionaire after his company got listed in September. India is the world's pharma factory, and the fortunes of its pharma magnates are flourishing as they seek a bigger share of global markets. Dilip Shanghvi, founder of Sun Pharmaceutical Industries, jumped 3 spots to number 5 with $32.4 billion, on rising demand for its skin treatments for everything from acne to psoriasis. Siblings Sudhir and Samir Mehta, whose Torrent Group flagship Torrent Pharmaceuticals is eyeing acquisitions, more than doubled their wealth to $16.3 billion. Another booming sector is real estate, with strong demand for homes driving up sales. 4 prominent property fortunes on the list were up more than $16 billion combined. Another notable real estate gainer was Irfan Razak and his siblings, whose Bangalore-based developer Prestige Estates Projects rode the boom in India's tech capital and is now making a mark in Mumbai, the country's financial hub. The family is one of 5 members who had previously dropped out of the ranks but rejoined after a hiatus. The other 4 made their fortunes in everything from operating airports to making industrial explosives. The cutoff to make the ranks jumped to $3.3 billion from $2.3 billion in 2023, helping push 11 of last year's billionaires out of the ranks. For full coverage and to see the whole list, check out Nazneen Karmali's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.